So this is about the Dhyana yoga. Now Krishna is telling that there are simple practical steps to start off on this journey which anyone can follow. There he goes again, thought Arjuna, shaking his head in admiration, breaking down a complex task into a series of logical, sequential actions. It is really all about disciplined action or yoga, explained Krishna. He further said that getting to monkhood is by doing the work you are meant to do in a disciplined, detached fashion is karma yoga or the yoga of action. Getting to wisdom through quiet contemplation and scholarly study is jnana yoga or the yoga of knowledge. A third kind of yoga is dhyana yoga, the yoga of meditation, which can be practiced both by the karma yogis, that is the doers, and the jnana yogis, that is the thinkers. Arjuna leaned forward curious. That was interesting, that there was a yoga that straddled both the thinker zone and the doer zone. So now Krishna is explaining further. Here are the basic steps of the yoga of meditation, and he started to list them out. The first step is first, the yogi, that is the person doing the yoga, must try to empty his mind of all thought to rein in his senses. Second step, it is important for him to be alone, away from people and other distractions, so that he is able to focus better on the task at hand. The third step, for his meditation, he should find a clean, quiet place and a firm, flat seat at a comfortable height, which he must cover with a sacred grass or a clean cloth. Then the fourth step is holding his body, neck, and head erect and still, he should focus his gaze on the tip of his nose and not look anywhere else. And the fifth step, then, serene and fearless, his mind and senses under control, he should concentrate single mindedly on his innermost soul, on me. And the final step, this he should do not once, not twice, but over and over again regularly with fierce determination, without slacking, even even though it be difficult, for it is only through relentless practice, through doing something over and over again, that one learns to do that thing very well. Remember, Arjuna, that if yoga has to work, the yogi has to take care of his body well. Yoga is neither for him who eats too much nor for him who eats too little, neither for him who sleeps too much nor for him who sleeps too little. But the man who does everything in moderation, who is moderate in his eating, moderate in his activities, moderate in recreation, moderate in both sleep and wakefulness, he will find that the yoga of meditation will take away his unhappiness and give him the joy he is seeking. You do understand, Arjuna, that it will not happen all at once. But if the yogi is regular and disciplined about his yoga, he cannot help but gain little by little the tranquility he desires. Of course, his mind will wander away from time to time, that is its nature. But he should pull it back, restrain it each time, and not be lazy. Further, Krishna is telling through the practice of yoga, the yogi becomes like a lamp in a windless place, whose flame does not flicker but burns bright and tall and true. His senses, which he has disciplined, stop scattering at the slightest provocation. His mind, which he has learned to control, does not restlessly from one thought to another, but stays calm and still. Only when the mind is still, Arjuna, and passions are at rest, can the yogi experience the infinite joy that lives within him, the great happiness that is beyond the reach of his senses, but always within the reach of his heart. The greatest sorrow will not touch him once he has experienced this joy. No other reward will he ever desire. When this has been achieved, the scales fall away from his eyes, the chains that bind him to the world drop from him, and he sees the world as it really is. In everything around him, he sees a bit of himself, and in himself he sees a bit of everything around him. In the clear light of wisdom, he is able to look beyond the differences on the outside to the sameness on the inside. He sees that he is one with the world, equal to every other creature, no different from any of them. To him, a clod of earth is no different from a piece of gold, and a friend is no different from an enemy. So, this is all about what Krishna said about Dhyana Yoga. So, the first step is, as he has mentioned several times, discipline. We need to be consistent and disciplined in what we are doing. And of course, he is telling that it will not happen everything all at once. We do not get enlightened all at once, but it is a slow and a steady progress. And we need to have a lot of patience and consistently doing it until we reach that point. So that was the main point, masters. And one more thing, what he has beautifully said is the practical tips. When we, I know, like every one of us are meditating, and of course, when we are not regular, our mind wanders and it gets somewhat deviated sometimes. So he is telling, Krishna is telling that that is the nature of the mind. But when we know the mind has that kind of nature, so what is our responsibility is to get it back, and again we are on the track, and not to be lazy, being on the track and continuing our journey. So it needs lot of patience, doing it every day the same thing and increasing our knowledge and wisdom. So that is when, and finally, whatever Krishna told in the end, it is all about oneness, seeing ourselves in everything and everything inside us. So I guess this is what Patriji is telling all about. And one more thing, doing everything in moderation, not extremes. So always being in the middle path. So this is one excellent point I felt. So this is all about Dhyana Yoga Masters. If anyone would like to share their thoughts or experiences about this particular topic, please share it. Please unmute. Thank you, Veronica ji. Thank you, Gagan ji. Thanks a lot. Okay, Masters. Then, if we have nothing to share, then let's meet for the next session. That is tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. German time. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Ramji.